What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Congratulations to Beyonce Knowles Carter. She has been named the number one greatest pop star in the 21st century, according to Billboard. And I agree. I feel like I can't think of one person, at least in my lifetime, who has topped Beyonce. The closest would be Michael Jackson, but he passed away in 2009. But I feel like this 21st century, which we're only 24 years, about to be 25 years into the 21st century, but for Billboard to give her this acknowledgement and this credit is amazing. She's earned it. She has been, in this game, like she said, in her stilettos since she was 15, running it alongside of Kelly and, I was going to say Michelle, but a plethora, right? Destiny's Child. And then her going out on her own. But let's get into this article. So Billboard says on March 18th, 2000, Beyonce Knowles topped the Billboard 100 for the first time this century. She did so as a member of Destiny's Child, who had already secured the number one spot on the chart with their song Bills, Bills, Bills. And Say My Name was even better, a phone call argument that was a melodrama. Shout out to like music videos. Like I haven't seen a good music video in so long. And I guess now with social media, they aren't really as popular as they once were. But I remember being a kid, 106 in Park and MTV, like the music video days, it was epic. So TRL had Beyonce there, cool and control, as she demanded the acknowledgement she knew she deserved. She says, "You acting kind of shady, ain't calling me baby. Better say my name." Okay, Billboard, taking us back. On March 2nd, 2024, Beyonce Knowles, who added Carter to her last name, topped the Hot 100 for the 12th time this century. This time she did it solo with Texas Hold'em. Okay, a stomping banjo-led hoot-along made for and a tribute to the dive bars and the dance floors of the South. And I love that, right? Because so many people, even Tina Turner said that when she wanted to break into the rock era and genre here in the US, that she was pigeonholed into R&B and she had to move to Europe in order to get respect as a rock artist. But rock is, and it, as well as country and almost every musical genre, with the exception of I think polka, has its roots in the Black American South. So country is definitely being dominated not only by her, but by Shabuzi and Lil Nas X. So shout out to all the country music artists. But Texas Hold'em was definitely number one as well. Let's see. So it's almost too perfectly illustrative of the kind of career that Beyonce has had this past quarter century that she should top the top 100 in the same month, in both first and last year, with two wildly different songs, Say My Name and Texas Hold'em. They're from different genres and different generations, with virtually no overlapping collaborations. The only thing they have in common, of course, is their fantastic commercial success and their top level artistry. It's the singer behind them, a performer and a creator whose commitment to innovation, evolution, and all around excellence has made her the bar against which all other pop stars this century have long been measured. That sentence is key right there, okay? Because a lot of people were saying that, they thought it was going to be Taylor Swift. And listen, no hate or shade to the Swifties, but not only is Taylor not been around as long as Beyonce, just, age alone, I think she's what? Taylor's 34 and I think Beyonce's 43, something like that. But Beyonce has, she's the bar, right, to which everyone else is measured. She's the celebrity that all of the rest of the celebrities at the Grammys stood in a literal line. They were lined up to take a picture with her, to speak with her. She's just that girl. You know, if you guys remember the Renaissance tour, when everybody was on the mute challenge and they cut to Tracy Ellis Ross, to Cardi B, to all these celebrities, everybody from, you know, Duchess Meghan Markle to like Tom Holland and Zendaya were there. And nobody was really checking for them. And not to say that they're not, of course, successful in their own right, but Beyonce is that girl. Everybody's attention was focused on Beyonce in the Renaissance tour. The person I saw got the second most attention was her bodyguard, Julius. And even then, when they were shouting out Julius at the concert, he looked up to check in with her. I love it. Beyonce is the ultimate performer. So the article continues, the greatness of Beyonce as a pop star is both immediately obvious on its surface and worthy of extensive exploration in its vastness. You can watch her on stage for half a minute and instantly recognize that she is an all-timer. Her inherent combination of dazzling beauty, impeccable fashion, captivating singing, and otherworldly physicality and simultaneously earthly and skyscraping vocals all speaks for itself. This person is a writer. Do you hear me? Shout out to Billboard. But to understand the full scope of her impact also requires a deep knowledge of the 21st century American pop music and culture and the ways in which she has dominated it, elevated it, and transformed it over the past 25 years. Few artists this period can match her in any of the most critical basic categories of pop stardom: commercial success, performance abilities, critical acclaim, and accolades, industry influence, iconic cultural moments, and absolutely no one could equal her in all of them. Even Taylor Swift, the lone artist who really challenged Beyonce for the top spot in all these rankings, who does not have a clear statistical lead on B in many key categories, more on that later, simply hasn't been around long enough to be able to match the expansiveness of her quarter century of dominance. And that's what I was saying, right? I don't know why Taylor Swift fans would be in their feelings, because in my mind, the closest outside of Michael Jackson would be Prince. I think that Prince is someone who embodies what it means to be a true musical artist, or even like Mariah Carey, right? But I would say Prince only because of the musicality, because he could play all, you know, the different instruments, and he was like a one-man band. But again, he passed away. But Mariah Carey, her pen game, you know, she's a songwriter. Her talent is otherworldly. She's amazing. She's not a dancer, though. She is a singer. Like, that's one thing I can say about her and Whitney Houston, right? They weren't focused on dancing. They were focused on simply being vocal powerhouses, which they are. Nobody can match. In my opinion, those are my two favorite singers. Of course, Beyonce is up there as well. But the voice is Whitney Houston, Whitney Elizabeth Houston, and then Mariah Carey, and then Beyonce and Aretha, and, you know, so many others, so many greats. But Beyonce is someone who embodies, you know, dance, singing, fashion, you know, the performances she put together at Baychella with the band behind her, and like that everybody mad dance sequence out of this world. It was amazing. Her Super Bowl performances are iconic. I mean, Beyonce is just that girl, and I can't wait for this upcoming Super Bowl with her and Kendrick Lamar. The most remarkable thing about the Houston-born superstar is, in her greatness, is how consistent it's been. She was still a teenager managed by her father when Say My Name hit #1. She was a 42-year-old married mother of 3 by the time Texas Hold'em got there. And in between the two, there were precisely 0 moments in which Beyonce was not Beyonce. Right, her name is just a verb. A verb just is synonymous with greatness. There are no flop eras for Beyonce, no periods where she disappeared for half a decade, no clear missteps where there were not immediately and emphatically course corrected. There are only varying degrees of winning over 2 decades. In this sense, her closest peers this century are not even pop stars. They're LeBron James and Serena Williams. And they're absolutely right, whoever wrote this article. She's at the top of the game, which isn't to say that there hasn't been some drama for Beyonce along the way. While the century started with her rolling commercially Say My Name debuted at number one in 1999, it was also precarious footing for her group, which swapped out half its lineup. Oh, shout out to Farrah and Latanya and Latavia. Um, yeah, Latavia Robinson and Latoya Luckett, who they both written and sung on the song, um, and who, and they accused Matthew Knowles, the group's manager and Beyonce's father, of withholding profits. See, I thought the reason why the group broke up was because the girls were dating members of Jagged Edge, and when they were on tour, things got messy. It could be a collaboration of all three. Um, I don't know. I wasn't there, but okay, I'm gonna take Billboard's word for it. While the turmoil in Destiny's Child made headlines behind the scenes, it hardly slowed down the group's commercial momentum. If anything, it sped up Say My Name and quickly followed up with Jumpin' Jumpin'. Okay. And Beyonce herself is a magnetic as a front woman. Then they did Independent Woman Part 1, which was the Charlie's Angels soundtrack, or part of that, with Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz. And that spent 11 weeks at the top 100 spot. And then they went on, and it hadn't even finished its run before they did Survivor. And I love Survivor, not only because she's talking about how strong she is, but because Beyonce's pen game is immaculate and messy. And she was saying, thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold 9 million. That's what's on the song. But I love the clip where she's on tour and she's like, we sold 10 million, sold 15 million, sold 20 million, and the number keeps going up and up and up. Shout out to Beyonce, the messy queen that she is. Let me skip around a little bit. I'm going to link this article so you guys can read the entire thing, but it's really, really long. Then she was on Carmen, a hip opera, Austin Powers. I love Beyonce as a singer and a performer, but not so much as an actress. I feel like she's the inverse of Jennifer Lopez, right? Jennifer Lopez I like her as an actress, and she can dance too. Okay, I'm gonna give her that because shout out to the Fly Girls on Living Color. But as a singer, no, I know. I just did a video about Ashanti with her new baby, or expecting her second baby with Nelly. But Jennifer Lopez cannot sing at all. Whoever booked her for the Let's Get Loud, they needed to have several seats, because if she's not having Ashanti or Christina Milian or somebody in the background helping her out via auto tunes, Jennifer Lopez sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. But to her credit, I do like the fact that she is a really good actress and she can dance very well. Here we go. Williams and Rowland released Heart to Yours and Simply Deep in 2002. Then they did Work It Out. And then 2003, Bonnie and Clyde came out with her and Jay-Z. And that changed the game. Crazy in Love was an obvious and immediate winner. And that's when she decided to go solo in the summer of 2003. And that is considered one of the greatest pop songs of all time. I agree. And then the hits kept coming from there. Baby Boy, Me, Myself, and I, Dangerously in Love was her debut album. And she took home Grammys that night. And she was 22 and just ruling the charts. So congratulations again to Beyonce. She has not stopped. since she came on the scene, and it's well deserved. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section about Beyonce being named the #1 pop star in the 21st century. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.